Episode 9 is said to hold many surprising moments in this film by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, I think it's pretty safe to say that one of the more mysterious characters in the sequel trilogy is, of course, the character of Rey that was created by J.J. Abrams and introduced in The Force Awakens, that will now be actually bringing to a close in Episode 9. Now, a lot of people have been wondering about Anakin Skywalker in Episode 9 and the purpose of him being in the film. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art, and storyboard descriptions, etc. One of which has all to do with Anakin Skywalker, Rey, the Lost City, and the Jedi Code. Specifically, a description of Rey meditating in the Lost City, while she sits on the ground, where it's described that she is holding Anakin's lightsaber in both of her hands. The hilt is described to have a new look to it. The next goes over Rey, where it's said that she begins to hear the voice of Anakin Skywalker reaching out to her, delivering Jedi lessons. Anakin is said to be delivering messages of the existing Jedi Code and philosophy, stating, "There is no ignorance, there is knowledge, there is no death, there is the Force." It's said that Rey also begins to hear snippets of the Jedi philosophy from Anakin that is very faint to her, stating one must dedicate their life to the cause of freedom and justice. If you are to fail of this vow, your life shall be forfeit. It's described that Anakin informs Rey that there is no chaos, there is harmony, there is no emotion, there is peace. It's said that Rey is taking a Jedi oath in the Lost City, while holding Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber with a book by her lap. So I want to go over a couple of parts about this and as to why I'm very intrigued about what J.J. Abrams is trying to offer in this story in order to really, spice things up in this movie and to make it a little bit more different than what we got in the past two films in this current trilogy. So, the Lost City, like I say, is going to be a very important sequence for the character of Rey, discovering Jedi lore, and now taking a Jedi oath and hearing the voices of Anakin Skywalker as she's meditating on the ground, sitting on the ground while holding the saber hilt in both of her hands. So you can see that there is some kind of connection between both Rey and the Skywalker lightsaber, as well as Kylo Ren and Anakin Skywalker as well, all three of them with this actual lightsaber hilt. Now, what I find very intriguing about Anakin is that J.J. Abrams is essentially trying to bring in some kind of purpose to the legacy characters and to the prequel trilogy characters in this story. And I think that's a really good thing because we do know that Disney and Lucasfilm are treating this movie as a course correction in order to really gain the trust of other fans that are really, having a hard time with how things are going in the sequel trilogy and what they thought about The Last Jedi. So what I like about this is that this is the actual Jedi Code being spoken by Anakin Skywalker to the character of Rey, as well as snippets of the Jedi philosophy being delivered to Rey. Now, Rey taking a Jedi oath, this is something that we were supposed to see in The Empire Strikes Back that we did not get in the final cut of the movie, where Luke Skywalker, in case you guys did not know, in the original script, Luke Skywalker actually took a Jedi oath before he left Dagobah to save his friends Han Solo and Leia. So, you can see what J.J. Abrams is doing. He's drawing ideas from the original trilogy, specifically the original scripts of the original movies. So that, I think, is really going to make this movie special and feel classic in a sense because it is going to have elements of abandoned ideas from The Empire Strikes Back, A New Hope, and Return of the Jedi. So, her hearing voices of Anakin Skywalker, describing the Jedi Code, like there is no ignorance, there is knowledge, there is no death, there is the Force. And of course, faint voices of Anakin stating one must dedicate their life to the cause of freedom and justice. If you are to fail this vow, your life shall be forfeit. Sounds like, it is very interesting that J.J. Abrams is trying to create the Jedi Oath sequence that never made it to the final cut of The Empire Strikes Back, which will now be a part of Episode 9. So that's why I feel that this movie is going to be special. I know some of you guys out there may see it as copying the original films or just taking ideas, which, I can totally understand that from, many other points of view out there. But I will say that this gives us the opportunity to see those abandoned concepts that never made it to the original trilogy, finalized, versions of those, of course. He is the true face of the Star Wars franchise. He is Star Wars. as well as Darth Vader and Luke. To me, those are the top 3 characters that I think about when I think about the Star Wars franchise. I don't know about you guys, but those are the characters I think about. So, with the Lost City serving as a very important place for Rey, and a location in which she takes the Jedi Oath, and is holding on to the Anakin Skywalker lightsaber and begins to hear voices of Anakin. Mind you, this did not start until she reforged the Anakin Skywalker lightsaber. So I'm starting to wonder if it may have something to do with the Kyber crystal, or something to do with, you know, modifying the actual hilt design, that has something to do with this connection that she has now with Anakin's voice and Anakin's Force Ghost reaching out to her. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.